Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm Tandy. On today, we're going to be playing some Boros Convoke and Pioneer. This is a deck that I have really enjoyed working on and playing over the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, maybe longer. Last year, I played it at one of the regional championships and enjoyed it quite a bit. And it's only gotten better since then with some new reprint or some new printings as well as some updates. One thing I'd like to point out is that the newest edition of Amalia combo to the format is a particularly bad matchup for us, and it's worth adding some like specific sideboard cards to beat it. Very similar to how Grease Fang would be like an annoyance for some decks because you just like didn't have instant speed removal. Amalia is very similar. I think more consistent though than Grease Fang ever was, and so we can help contain it in a few ways, and we'll discuss those as we get to the sideboard. The main deck, we are a red and white deck. We are mostly dual lands, but because we're an aggressive deck, we have a low land count. But in order to make up for having 21 lands in case of flooding, many of our lands actually double as spells. We have Den of the Bugbear. This is a great mana sink. Allows for some pressure. When we have the 1, we're kind of pairing this with Chefette Dunes and some of the other lands in order to like prevent flooding later in the game. But Den of the Bugbear obviously has some downside of only tapping for red, entering the battlefield tapped on your third or later land. And so we have paired that with one copy of Shokunzan, Crucible of Defiance. We only have a few legends in our deck with Thalia Guardian and some sideboard legends, but Shokunzan is usually just good enough even without the cost reduction. And with cost reduction, it's excellent. One copy of Aganjo, Seed of the Empire. This is a pretty free addition to the strategy. What else? And then Chef Dunes is one that it's interesting. I had a build for the last RC I played where I was using Castle Embereth and Burning Tree Emissary, and so we are very heavily slanted red. But the printing of Warden of the Inner Sky, as well as the main deck Thalia Garden of Thraben, has led us away from heavy red in favor of heavier white. And so now we're kind of even on red and white instead of being mostly red. We are not playing Burning Tree Emissary. We are instead focusing on just cards that I think are a bit better as standalone. And we also gain access to Gigantha as a companion. I think Burning Tree Emissary is an excellent magic card, but it requires you to play very specific things. Colorless things, red things, green things, 2-cost things. These are all hard to fit into our strategy sometimes. As you can see, our only red cards in the main deck are Gleeful, Epicure, and Imodane. It's a bit different than what we have seen in the past from these Boros Convoke decks. This is more of the norm now, but in the past it was a bit different. Warden of the Inner Sky. This is a revolutionary 1-drop for the archetype. I don't know how else to put it. It starts off small as a 1/2, but it grows very quickly. You can tap itself to fuel it. The scry is really important for making sure you don't flood out, or as well as helping to hit your second or third land drop sometime. It's very nice. We have one copy of Kythian, Hero of Akros. I had a 59 card deck and I couldn't figure out what to play, but I wanted another 1-drop. I thought Kythian alongside some of the haste stuff, the token generators, could give us a threat against, say, is a Phoenix or Rakdos midrange, where if they don't kill it, it can transform and be extremely problematic. So that's why we're trying out one Kythian, but it can be a number of things. I don't recommend playing Legion's Landing because of how weak it is alongside Thalia Garden of Thraben, costing 1 extra. But other than that, this is the main deck. Sideboard, 2 copies of Wedding Announcement for games that go long. This is one of your better sideboard cards, but it does cost 3 mana. So we have to be pretty light on how many of these we play. Ideally, this would be the top end of our curve in some matchups, and we would want 4, but that's just not how the deck is built. And our deck specifically is very token-oriented already, which makes Wedding Announcement a bit redundant, and it allows our opponent's interaction to hit us on the same wavelengths. 2 copies of Rydane. This is mostly for decks like Lotus Field, but the backside Valkyria, very good against Rakdos Sacrifice and Mayhem Devil. 1 Rest in Peace. This is going to come in against Phoenix, but drawing 2 graveyard things against them is usually quite bad, and I do think Rest in Peace is a bit better than Tormod's Crypt right now. So we're just going to play 1 of those. 3 Containment Priest. This is our anti-Amalia package. 3 copies of this can come down. It stops Quarter Calling, stops Collective Company. It can come in some other matchups too. There's other decks that Containment Priest is good against. I don't think that there's anything we really need to be afraid of as far as our own stuff. It does say non-token, so it doesn't harm our Gleeful Demolition or our Resolute Reinforcements. 4 copies of Torch to Tower. This is our go-to removal spell if we are playing against an opposing archetype where we really need to kill something. Torch to Tower is going to be it. It exiles. We can sack a Clue or a Blood to do 3 damage for 1, and we get a Scry. A lot to love about Torch to Tower. Lastly, 2 copies of Surge of Salvation. This is a relatively new addition to the deck. I haven't seen anyone else try this. This is, for me, our anti-red sweeper card. This is for Phoenix mostly, but it can come in against a number of opponents, especially if we suspect that they have Brotherhood's End, Anger of the Gods, those types of things. I don't recommend bringing it against decks with Thoughtseize, but I haven't tried it, so maybe it's good against them too. All right, this is Boros Convoke. Let's play Elite. All right, we're going to be on the play here. No, we're in the draw against Ari Zax. Great player. Opener looks pretty solid. We're going to keep. Got the old turn 3 Convoke creature, assuming there's no discard. Lotus Field is a pure race. Probably going to lose it. But we have a decent amount of disruption things in the sideboard that can help. This is a pretty good draw. We're mostly wide in our hands, so we'll start with Warden. I guess on 2 we go for Resolute main phase, tap at this. I think that's better because we can double 1-drop next turn. We can't play the turn 2 thingy here, so let's go. I guess it doesn't matter if we play the Ornithopter or not because the Grazer just blocks. Top cards and lands. We will probably need that. We'll keep it. I don't think I'll die this turn, but I'll probably die next turn. What are you excited for, MKM, for Pioneer, if I may ask? If I'm being honest, I got so fucking disjointed looking at spoilers for the new set because there were so many commander only ones that I just shut it off, man. I just couldn't do it. I don't know. I usually don't have any issues with that type of thing, but there's just too many like commander only cards, and I don't even know what's in the set really. I know that there's a Thraben Inspector. I'm pretty excited to play more of those. All right, we'll go for an Epicure, and then I guess we just hope we don't die, and we go for a Venerated here to put more pressure down. All right, Imodane's on top. Cross our fingers. If we are, I mean, this is turn 3. This is a great draw for us, but if we were on the play, we might win, but we can't. We can't beat Lotus when they are on the play. They're like a pretty straightforward turn 4 deck. I'll probably go over the set this week. I mean, we don't get to play with the set till next week, so I'll probably maybe go over it on Friday. Talk about pick out like 3 cards that I want to build around, and just build some decks and play them. Yeah, exactly, Sean. So basically, I just have to shut it off and go look at it privately or whatever. It's just too much info. All right, well, we're not immediately being killed, so this is good news. Chandra Hope's Bacon. Is this a sweeper? No, this is not the sweeper. It kills 2 things. All right, killing 2 things is pretty good. We're not dead. That's good news. So the top card is Imidane's. We're going to play it and then figure out attacks. I don't think it's correct to play Knight Errant. I think Imidane just, at the very least, forces a block with the Grazer. Alright, so let's figure it out. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we have to send everything at face. I don't know. Maybe we don't have to. We can just send 2 things at Chandra and the rest at face. I want to clear the Chandra, because it does offer some extremely power. Like, basically, we can force an Arboreal Graze chump block, but that doesn't really matter. We'll just send 2 at the Chandra, the rest of face, since we can't kill. Now, they may be able to get the Chandra back and then kill 2 more things, but I don't think that's like a winning line for them necessarily, but I don't know. Yeah, we got to clear the Chandra. Putting them in 1 doesn't really matter. They're at 7, but, you know, they did kind of their main deck sweepery thing with the Chandra, killing 2 things. Alright, well, I was lucky they didn't have it. Usually you die in that spot. Bring in the Ridanes. I don't mind the Rest in Peace. They have a lot of trouble beating or winning the game through Rest in Peace, I think. Maybe that's only game 1 deck, though. Game 2 deck, they probably have Zakama or some shit. Alright, we're gonna trim 2 Resolute Reinforcements and a Kythian, I think. We could trim Knight Errant, but we're just goldfishing. And Resolute is really good against spot removal because it's 2 creatures in 1 body. Kythian is really good against people who are interactive because it punishes them, but it's not like really an increase in clock. And I don't think any of the other stuff should come in. If we aren't killing them, is it worth knighting? That's a good question. Maybe we should have went for the Knight Errant instead. Alright, we're gonna keep this hand, but it's more about potential than it is about... It's like maybe the best 6-card hand, or whatever. There's just like 1 too many lands or whatever. Get some Thraben down. I might wait on the Gleeful until I have like a good thing to do with it. That way I can use my mana and play Resolute on turn 2. Alright, went and got Lotus Field. Rest in Peace. We can save that for later. Next turn we can go Resolute and then we go Demo Rest in Peace. That's a pretty good sequence. We might get hit with like a Anger of the Gods or something, but alright, well, that was a good draw. Alright, we'll go ahead and Convoke, and then probably play Rest in Peace, but we'll see what we find. Found the Imidanes, found Thalia. Okay. And then I'm just going to play Thalia this turn, and then Imidanes next turn probably. Just hit them for close to lethal, if not lethal. Let's see, that's what, 10, 12. It's lethal next turn with Imidanes. Hopefully the Thalia puts them in a bad spot. Pretty good turn, yeah. What's up, Seti? Yo, I'm really enjoying your late night streams. I put them on while I'm doing other stuff. Just want you to know. Mostly the cube stuff. I saw you playing some Amulet Titan. I'm not big into Amulet Titan, but that's okay. Yeah, everyone, make sure you go follow Cedric's channel. He definitely has more people than me. You don't probably need me to tell you who Cedric Phillips is, but that's Cedric Phillips in chat. All right, we won. Hey, this is a pretty good opener. Another 4-lander. But, you know, we're curving. Plus we have Shafet. No! Thought sees me. No! See what they take. My guess is Resolute Reinforcements. Cedric, I think you would like this band. I don't know if you've heard of Cursive before. They took Thalia. Makes some sense. I'm gonna play Epicure first, because I don't care if it dies. Next turn we can Warden plus Scry if we draw another 1-drop, or we can just play Reinforcements. Save Warden for when we can buff it up. I think I'm just gonna Resolute. Now I'm definitely just gonna Resolute. This song's a weird one, but this is from their album. Oh, frick. It's gonna kill me. This is a freaking concept album. Happy Hollow? Happy Hollow. Yeah. 2006. It's a concept album about living in the Midwest. Thought you might like it. It's about I don't know. Alright, so it looks like they are gonna fatal push my Epicure. That's fine. We're still gonna go for Resolute into hopefully Warden Knight Errant, unless they kill our Resolute. Think there are any cards you like to run main that aren't allowed because of Gigantha restriction? No, unless have played Collective Effort in the past. I have played Collective Effort in the past and loved it. I would definitely play some Collective Effort in the sideboard if I weren't Giganthing. And even with Gigantha, I still think it's okay sometimes. I might use the Agonjo, but my life total actually matters a decent amount. So let's just go for Warden. And if they kill something, we won't be able to do the thing, but we can just like scry with the Warden and put a counter on it. Oh, Knight Errant of Eos fixes everything. Weird. Oh, we missed. All right, we hit just one creature, but we hit a creature, you know? You hit something. We're pushing towards Sheffet. Bitter discard Duress. Great. Fable. Boble. Alright, so let's start juicing this Warden up. That's pretty good. Alright, we'll just go full on Venerate Luxodon time, I guess. We could do it for one fewer to put a counter. I guess the Warden gets a counter no matter what. Pretty good draw, huh? Yo! Jason McGowan with the Twitch Prime. Thanks for the 7 months. Appreciate you. Welcome back to Todd Squad. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Together might shine this game? Maybe. If I remember it. This is the type of matchup where Gigantha is good, though, against like Rakdos. Alright, Shelly. Shelly! Gonna pop blood, but I'm saving it. I'm just gonna pop Sheffet. Alright, so I can just play Ornithopter, pump the Warden a bunch and attack. They have no cards in hand. They're going to draw, go up to 17. If we pump with Shafet Dunes and attack with everybody, let's say that Venerated gets chumped, Shouldered eats a thing. Let's say they eat this. They'll take 3, 6, 9. I guess this gives Vigilance? No, it doesn't. So it's only 12. I don't think we do the Shefet just yet, but it does force the Goblin to chump block the Luxodon. But I really don't want to lose this Warden. Alright, so we're just going to pump the Warden a couple times. Bye, Gigantha. This thing is one of the reasons why I don't mind the Rakdos matchup so much these days. We'll leave the Venerated Luxodon untapped. Ollie on top. We'll put that on bottom. It's not a horrible draw, but my plan next turn is just to cast Gigantha. Alright, so Flying Vigis, attack for 4. Yeah. I think that's fine. We're not really doing lethal, and we're not that close to lethal, so pumping the Warden better for long term. Alright, so Fable's going to flip. Shielder puts them to 13. And now they have plenty of blockers, but they're all just trading. Except for a Shieldred. But now we have this big flyer too, so. 2 mana. Maybe this is Stomp. We might just do the same thing. Just play Gigantha, pump the Warden a couple times, and attack with Stomp. Alright, so they're attacking with this. If it's Stomp... So they want me to block with Venerated? This doesn't really change much, right? What's a 3 damage thing I should be afraid of? 6 mana? Do you think they have like some sort of Chandra effect or something in the main? Probably not. Maybe I just take 2. It's like so hard to take damage against Shieldred. They tapped too quick, which led me to believe that it was Bone Crusher. And then they attacked because they wanted me to block with the Venerated. I just don't know what does 3 damage to the Warden. So I'm going to block with Warden. This is maybe wrong, but we're in game 1. I think this is a fine block. I couldn't think of anything that fucks me there. Oh, Braid Main? Yeah, maybe a Braid Main. It was Stomp, though. So they just threw away their thing for no reason. Seems weird. A Braid Main was a reason not to block with the Warden, but I didn't think it. So we don't get punished. Alright, so now if we pump everything and attack. We pump everything and attack. This is going to trade here. This gets through. Let's say we eat these 2 in this one. So they take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Not quite lethal. I think I just Warden again. I think I'm going to Gigantha. We're still at 15. I'm just like not really that afraid of dying. Alright, I'll swing for 6. They should be dead next turn. Assuming they don't draw much, but Children messes with the math, removal spells mess with the math. They have a hard time attacking too, which just allows me to pump a bunch into the Warden. Let's see, if they draw push, they can push Warden, activate Den, and attack with everything. That's 4, 8, 12. I guess I would have to... I can block Bone Crusher, not take lethal. To block Shieldred. Might have only pumped once. I mean, I'm at 15. I think I'm pretty safe. But I do overdo it sometimes. Another Bone Man stomps another soldier. I think we just have lethal in the air, though. Because they can't draw a card. And they can't kill me. So we're just going to pump Warden 3 times. That's a treasure, not a blood. They can copy something, doesn't matter. Assess flying. Vigis. Alright, we'll sack the desert. You can pump the Warden one more time and attack. Warden alone was lethal. Alright, weight announcement definitely coming in. I'm going to try the surges. I like trimming an Ornithopter in this matchup. They can break us down pretty hardcore. Have you played the standard version of this deck? Not yet, but it's on my to-do list. We have a list from Castellin, who recently top 16'd with a white splashing green build. They look kind of cool. I think I'm going to trim the Imidanes. I find Imidanes and similar are weak to Thoughtseize sweeper removal decks like Rakdos. We'll just lean on different 3-drop. You're damn right. Yeah, maybe we should have like a couple copters in the deck. I don't know. Yeah, I know why they play Braid main deck, Nick. That wasn't in question. It was just me remembering that it was in people's main decks these days. Yeah, I do think Novice Inspector is good in this build, Augie. I don't know. I would definitely go in over Kithian. And then I'd probably I might just trim all the Resolute Reinforcements and go down to 20 lands. Let's see if we get we have like these 4 or these 5 and maybe a land to cut if we want to play the new Thrabins. And I think you do. And I think going down to 20 lands to do it is fine. Alright, hand's great. Rota! What's up, Chronic? I'm curious if the new Thraben Inspector, Novice Inspector, ends up making like a standard Boros version good. I don't know. But you're playing in Chicago. That's cool. I'm hoping a Molly combo isn't everywhere. My opponent mulligan to 6. Hey, Yig. Alright, let's see if they push my Epicure. They usually do. What? What, buddy? I just never lead with Warden against Fatal Push decks, Stomp decks. I'd much rather get it above Stomp range like we did last game because it just is so good in the later turns. We do miss out on the ability to pump it on turn 2. Like if we want turn 1 Warden, turn 2 Resolute, we can pump it. Come here. Blood Tithe Harvester. Alright, here you go. And go into turn, Resolute, untap, Warden plus a 5-drop. Alright, so in response to the Thoughtseize, I'll cast my Resolutes, and they'll definitely take one of our 5-drops, but we'll be able to get the other one down. They'll probably take Knight Errant, but we'll see. Ooh, they took the 1-drop. Interesting. Alright, so they're trying to keep me from being able to Convoke. Very smart. They're going to put me behind like a full turn, but they're slowing me down for sure. But this is one of the reasons why Boros is such a good aggressive deck. Oh, I probably should have just put a counter on the Warden. That was a mistake. Missing a damage versus removing this from Bone Crusher range. And getting a Scry. Definitely should have buffed. That was just a mistake. Alright, so I want to draw one more creature for Knight Errant, probably. Okay, well now I guess it doesn't matter. Let's get another creature, please. Alright, we'll get a Resolute and an Epicure. Great draw. And now we can go ahead and pump this out of Stomp range and have a blocker. Top card Sacred will bottom. I don't think I'm going to trade my Knight Errant for the Bone Crusher, but I also don't think they're going to attack. Okay, so they are attacking immediately, which means that it's probably going to be Extinction Event. That was like the quickest attack in history. And from a disadvantaged position, it almost always means Sweeper. Shoulder makes some sense as well. Alright, so we're going to go Reinforcements. We're going to do it for 4. Resolute. I guess we can Ornithopter and just go for the Venerated this turn as well. This is like all in, but you know, it is what it is. And we even get a one more with the Warden. Now I guess technically we can just get hit with some sort of Wrath here. If they can Wrath and leave Shouldered in play, we'll be in bad shape. A Wrath on, or sorry, Extinction Event on Odd is pretty sickening. It leaves us with just Resolute and 2 tokens and an Ornithopter. Alkozotz. Flying Lifelink, 4/4. When it attacks, I discard. When I discard a land, they get a 1/1. When it dies, it returns tapped as a land. Alright, so they have no cards left in hand. So if I attack with everything, I think we can safely attack with most things here. Alright, and we'll just pump with the blood and the Ornithopter. Wedding announcements. I guess that's a pretty good draw. I don't really want to buy the Gigantha. I guess they can attack maybe and get a 1/1. Fishjet Giga Chad? I mean, why would I put it in my hand? I guess I can just... They don't get it or anything, right? They just get a 1/1 if I discard a land. But I keep them from drawing a card, I guess. Alright, so if I attack with everybody, they're gonna... Let's say they go up to 21, they block 2 things. Let's say they block a little thing and a big thing. They take 5, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's not quite lethal. So I think we just juice Warden. This will also have Vigilance that punishes the Alkozotz for attacking. I think I'm going to attack with the Night Errant as well, but not the Venerated. My guess is they trade Shieldred for the Knight, but maybe they don't. They might just block with Alkozotz, because they can just retransform it next turn. Alright, I'm done with this. Alright, they're 10. Let's see if they peel a Wrath. Alright, so they made me discard the Jeg. Something that deals 4 to everything, maybe? A block. I'm assuming it's just a Wrath or nothing. They're gonna loot, discard Fable. Okay. They can just flip it back though, right? I guess this comes in tapped. Card's not as good as I thought, but it's still good. Alright, let's go Wedding. F6 attack with everybody. I guess in case they don't die in a turn, I'll just put some counter, or put another counter on Warden. So this is not blockable. Okay. Reveal Gigantha. Unfortunately, we don't get to go first. Ooh, first mulligan of the day. That feels good to say though with Boros Convoke. Round 3, first mulligan of the day. Ah, second mulligan of the day, same game. Don't love that. We'll keep. We'll put back some of the white cards since we don't have white mana yet. But all things considered, this is a reasonable hand for 5. All right, the Bugman. You know, it's funny to me, the a lot of the Dungeons and Dragons stuff that came out for Magic back in like 2021 or so was supposed to coincide with the release of Baldur's Gate 3. And there's so many cards from that whole cycle that I just don't know or care about because it just like wasn't. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna try a thing. See if this works. Play Warden, see if they counter or kill it. 2 Darkslick Shores is interesting. Way to push on that, that's fine. Hopefully they don't have another Fatal Push. They do. Alright, well we got 3 tokens. They had 2 Fatal Push and I'm mulligan to 5. So we're slowed down, but we're not out of it yet. Anyway, I started playing Baldur's Gate 3 once it won Game of the Year. I was like, oh, this might be worth checking out. Turns out it's extremely good, and all the characters are extremely likable, and I love them, and they're my family. And so now I just want some Baldur's Gate cards, but it's like 2 years removed or whatever. It's a bummer. All right, I kind of just want to buy Gigantha, but I think I can buy next turn. Play Sacred Foundry tapped. I think we're in trouble, chat. I do. I think we're in trouble. He's back. Guess I'm in your eye. Come here. Your eye. Treasure Cruise. Can't beat that one. I guess this is blue black Phoenix. That's a tilt. Yeah, I don't know much about the mechanics of the cards themselves, but tying in with the game of the year 2 years before the game of the year is released has to just feel like a huge miss, even though it should have been a huge success. How do you feel about Saban's retirement? Deserved rest. My man needs some sleep. Imagine sleeping in on Saturday, watching football. That's what he gets to do now instead of playing or coaching. How do you ask for more from that man, you know? It is what it is. Free the Fae! Free the Fae! I don't think we're winning this game, chat. We'll bring in the rest in peace. Hey! Hey! What are you doing? They discarded Thoughtseize, which means they have to have something else to trigger. Aw, that's sad, Grooven. Don't you want, like, real competition every year for the rest of your life? I don't know. I'm a big Kirby Smart fan and a big Georgia fan. I grew up in Georgia, and Smart used to be Alabama's defensive coordinator, I think. So. Think we're alone now. All right, let's get in these weddings and the rest in peace. And I kind of want to bring in the containment priest too, just to snag their Phoenix. I don't think they can win the game very easily without their Phoenix. If we have 6 cards to bring in, this is probably too many. We're probably only going to bring in 3 to 4. All the 1-drops are good because of Fatal Push. Ornithopter 1 of can come out. I like keeping the Immodanes. They don't really block that much, so it's just like a pure damage output thing. Ollie is good. Reinforcements are good too, man. That's the problem. Like, we're getting to the point where all of our cards are just great. I think they have trouble with wedding announcements sometimes, but it didn't seem like they would have lost a wedding announcement that game. Let's just try these four for these four. I'm just going to see if I can cheese them with Containment Priest, because I think we're in a bad spot. Well, Beach, you know that's not true. And you know that everyone that retires goes crazy. Everyone that retires goes crazy. My dad was a teacher for like 40 years or something. Just recently retired. Within 6 months was back teaching half days or whatever. Okay, well, I don't know what's happening. These two games have been quite bad for me in terms of mulligans. Had a 6-lander with an Ornithopter, a no-lander, and now a 5-card hand that's better. Maybe we'll get lucky and snag them with the Containment Priests. You were at UJ when Smart was playing football there? That's cool. Players that end up coaching often have great success. All right, we'll attack. I'm going to go for Containment Priest next turn if they just like play Ledger Shredder on 2. Yeah, that happens sometimes, Nick. I don't know, man. It's a bummer, but I think we're still going to play the Containment Priest because we just need pressure. I don't think it's like blowing the, what you call it, right? Blowing the blood token. All right, we'll buy Jag. Oh yeah, it is. It sucks, but it's like same in like football when your best player gets hurt or whatever. You know, it's just there's some things that are outside your control. I mean, this match, case in point, I think this is one of our tougher matchups too. So like, we've mulled to 5 twice, and the games haven't felt very close. But what are you gonna do? You know, what you gonna do? All right, I'm gonna go for Thraben, and I'm gonna main phase draw a card. In case we draw a white 1-drop. Maybe I should play a Ganjo. In case I draw different 1-drop. Tokens on. Okay, so next turn we can just play Gigantha. That's kind of cool. If they make us discard Gigantha, we might blood, but I doubt it. Because Tokens on is just a good land to have. You feel like Grixis Phoenix or Blue Eyed Phoenix is the worst matchup? I don't consider this Grixis. I consider this Demir. Casting Arclight Phoenix 1 out of 6 games or whatever doesn't mean you have red in your deck, really. Just means you have some blue-red pathways or whatever. I'm in trouble, chat. I don't know, though. That's a good question, I guess. I think that the blue-black version's worse for me. Specifically because of Thoughtseize. I think Thoughtseize is quite good against my deck, whereas Fatal Push I can kind of shrug off most of the time. It's harder to shrug it off when you've mulliganed low, but when you have high resources, it's Thoughtseize is significantly better against you than, like, let's say Lightning Axe or other removal spells out of the blue-red one. The blue-red one just doesn't really do a ton in terms of that. Alright, so let's go channel and attack, I guess. I guess we have a chance to win this because they weren't able to get the Phoenix back. And they milled over a Ledger Shredder instead of casting it. Yeah, Thoughtseize takes away your big payoff, or it just like stops your 2 drops before they really do anything, you know? Alright, well they're flooding out pretty bad and they're still playing all their lands, so They're a Gigantodek as well. That's funny. Another cruise? No! Alright, so they get back Phoenix now. I would really like to draw a spell here. I want to hold on to the... Maybe I should pitch the Shefadunes to the blood. We're going to train some troops. Free the Fae. Looks like they're probably going to take Thoughtseize and Thoughtseize my Luxodon. Nope, they took Sleight of Hand. Okay. Exile Zone. Adventure Zone. Enter the zone. Alright, they didn't Thoughtseize me. I'm really happy about that. I kind of want to play another Venerated here. I think I'm going to. It's just such a big threat to have him play. I don't get punished for playing 2 spells. And then next turn Recruiter means I can smash with everyone. And then after that I have Den and Sheffet. Might actually win this game on a mold of 5. We'll see. I'd already written this whole match off. Probably should. Looks like they're cruising again. Cruise number 3. Once I get Shredder or Shieldred, we'll be in trouble. Alright, they free the Fae and they find another Treasure Cruise, and they can cast it this turn as well if they really want to. They're attacking. Oh, his Vigilance. Duh. Alright, nice. Found Thraben. We're going to play it. Get Imidanes down. Sung with everybody. I got 6 removal spells that cost 1. They'll probably go Phoenix on the Knight. Double block something. They take 10 down to 7. We'll kill one of the Picklocks. Now we have Den, we have Shefadunes. Another Free the Fae. We found Fatal Push. Could also get another Picklock, I think. $19 cards left. Do you think we can deck them? They have a cruise left in hand. This will be cruise number 4. They only have 1 Phoenix in the graveyard, but if they find Bitter Triumph, they can discard another. I don't think I can win the game. We'll see, though. Finds a Consider or an Ops. So they can play, like, a couple cantrips, get back the Phoenix. They're not really in fear of dying, either. Can play one of the Picklocks as well. Oh, no. Now they have 3 Phoenix, so they can attack for 10, and I can't kill them, so they win. Very cool. Warden of the Inner Sky has been exceptional, though. And the new Thraben Inspector, Novice Inspector, helps him out even more. Yeah, Warden's great. Case in point, this game right here, where it's going to easily dominate. I'm going to probably Aganja so I don't take too much damage. I'm gonna have to take damage to play the Epicure, so. Oh, maybe I should have played Epicure first, so I could play 3 things on 2. Yeah, perhaps a mistake. Alright, Innkeeper. This is a Molly combo. This is basically an impossible matchup. We have some sideboard help, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Top card's land number 4. I don't think I really want it or need it. A bottom. Shijin, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I was hoping to just dodge a Molly combo in general. I do think a Molly combo is basically unbeatable for us. But that's why we have 3 containment priests on the sideboard. Alright. Well, we're gonna do the thing. Alright, let's convoke everything and then we'll put another counter on here. Top card's Ornithopter. It's a free creature. Maybe that 1 damage ends up being worth it. We'll keep it. Because we're just Imidane's next turn, and then we're shoving. And if they have it, they have it. They can main phase. Okay, so they're just going to cord for 2. And blow up everything, and then it's Big Amalia and a million life versus us with nothing. Alright, you win. I quit. And that's why it's a joke. That's why we can never win. Because all they need to do is wrath us and we lose. We'll bring in the 3 containment priests. I don't think we need Rest in Peace. I don't think we need Torch the Tower, really. Maybe we should just have Torch the Tower just to kill that stupid Amalia. I like the Thalia's okay. They can tax their stuff a little bit. Making their Cocos cost 4 is pretty cool. We're going to do this. Pick off the life gainer guy too. That's true. Ah, you're welcome, Shaijin. I appreciate you. I really enjoy making Magic content. It was something that I really liked in my youth, and as I got older, just felt very fun and good to be able to play games and show y'all how to play games. I hope that you learned something from watching me play. Sounds great. We're gonna keep. Guess we'll lead with Voldaren Epicure. I don't think I need to Thalia on 2. So we'll just split our costs like this. Take a little damage from Shefet, but again, I don't think that's that big a deal. So note the Scout. And keep her on top. See where that goes. Graveyard. That is good news. Alright, we'll play the world's most predictable Resolute Reinforcements, and the next turn we can go Thraben plus Knight Errant for 4. If we draw a land, we can go like Thalia, Thraben, Knight Errant for 5. Alright, well, they're basically dead. They kept a 1-lander, Sonota Scout, and missed. Alright, we didn't draw the white source, so let's just go Thalia, Knight Errant. Ornithopter plus another Thalia. I didn't realize I had mismatched Thalias. That's a tilt. I don't see any reason to play this Ornithopter right this moment, so I'm going to hold on to it. Another Lunark. Alright. We're just going to jam with things. Hopefully they die at some point. I'm going to send with these 2. We lose 1. It's not a big deal. They take 7. Alright, let's go white for Thraben. I'm gonna pop the clue and draw. If they let us untap with Containment Priest mana, I have a feeling I know that they can't win anymore because they don't have the ability to Court of Calling. They're gonna go to 10. They still only have one blocker for my 1/1s. I think I'm still just gonna keep shoving. Alright, so now we can just, let's see, if we activate Chef at Dunes and swing, this is 5, they'll have to chump this probably. Then that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so they have to block 1. I think I'll wait until next turn. I wish I had played Ornithopter. Let's go. I guess Thraben, I guess Ornithopter, and then hold up Containment Priest. I'll lose one of these to deal some extra damage. I think that's fine. Forcing the block on the Lunark is also good. You see how impossible this matchup is? They have been stalled on one land the whole game, and I'm still just deathly afraid of everything. Alright, well, that was a freebie. That was a gimme. Let's bring in the other torch. Let's trim one of the Thalias. A little bit worse on the draw. It's not even that good. It's just fine. Alright, opener looks pretty darn good. We even have a removal spell if we need it. I'll probably try to save it for as long as possible. So this is sacrifice a token or what? Artifact, enchantment, or token. Okay. I want to make sure I don't mess up. So we can sack Ornithopter is the big deal. Alright, I'm gonna get Warden down, but I just have a feeling he's gonna die. I don't know why. Wild Growth Walker. I don't want to give away that I have it. So we're going to go Epicure, Ornithopter. Some cards of land we don't need. I kind of just want to kill this. That way it just makes it so they take 2 more damage here. We also get that Scry there, which is nice. Malia. So they need Wild Growth plus a thing next turn. So let's go Ornithopter. Containment Priest on top. I think that's fine. Buy Gigantha. Just gonna hold this up in case they do Wrath me. I get to block. We probably can't win if they do that because they gain too much life, but you never know. We could hit just like a string of Knight Errants or something. And it's not like we could pump the Warden again without tapping it, so I think just attacking for 3 is fine. And now the Containment if we get to untap without them doing it. God damn it, dude. Alright, well they already have it in play. No reason to save it anymore. Top card's Knight Errant. I'm gonna pump again. So I go. And I have this Containment Priest, which can keep the Chord of Calling from doing anything if they have Chord instead of a life gainer. Maybe I should have bottomed. So they're definitely going to go for a Chord of Calling. All right, let's attack for 6. I'm definitely playing this Containment Priest here in response to the Chord. I don't think that there's anything else that can save me. Like, if they have Chord, I'm 100% playing Containment Priest. Maybe I should Knight Errant to try to guarantee that I can kill them next turn. I wonder if they're going to Chord in response here. Maybe they put this on the stack and then Chord and blow it up. Maybe they wait till end step. Should have played the Knight out first. 5 is not the same as 6. They could just gain some life with Explorers. You know? If, I guess it's the same. Because once they explore, they're going to gain 1,000,000. I don't know. I didn't really want to start with Knight, because then if they... I don't know. Whatever. It's just like such a weird dance. I don't really know how to play around it. Alright, here we go. Okay. They just pass with 3 mana up. Maybe their hand's all Collected Companies. Maybe they're just trying to play around this Containment Priest like crazy. They have Thoughtseize, they can go Thoughtseize. I have to play the Containment Priest, and then in response to that, they can gain 1,000,000 life and blow up everything. But then that's before my Containment Priest resolves. Alright, well. Containment Priest stopping Court of Calling. We'll see if it's good enough. Definitely not going to go for the Chef at Dunes play. Although maybe we go for the Thraben Inspector, buff the... We can buff the Warden. Alright, we'll definitely attack with these two. I think these are free. Get lost. Okay. That's a bummer. Alright, we're gonna go for Explore on an Ornithopter. Top card's Gleeful. We'll go Grave. Top card's Venerated. Graveyard, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what I want. Lunarch Veteran. So if I play the Containment Priest now, they can't chord for anything in response. But if they have Wild Growth Walker from hand, they get to blow it up. So I guess they just have Wild Growth too. It'll have to be Wild Growth number 3. I already exiled 1. Turn of the ranks, yeah. Alright, we'll go for Containment Priest in response and hope they don't have Fatal Push. No shot they have Fatal Push too, man. Come on. It worked. It worked. We got round number 5. Opener looks kind of weak, but we're going to keep it. We don't have a dual land, so it's impossible to say which one I should start with. Maybe my first draw will inform my decision. Sean, thanks for the follow. All right, so we're playing as Lotus Field. So this is a tough league for us, all things considered. Tough league. Let's get the Den of the Bugbear down. We'll go for Epic here. I appreciate that. Okay, so they're not... Okay, so they're Bant Lotus Field. So I don't know what the white is for, but I've seen some Lotus Field combo decks splashing white. I'm hoping this Thalia is pretty good. Trick Proctor? Ooh, that's a tight one. That one's real tough for us to beat as well. Maybe we'll bring in some answers for it. Man, Strict Proctor, pretty good card with Lotus Field. This is one card I wish they would yeet off the side of the earth. I hate Lotus Field so much. Oh no! I messed up. Should have paid the 2, but paying the 2 is still not even that good. Can't even attack. 1/3 too strong. Imagine Lotus Field combo adds a 1/3 that you can't beat to the main deck. Alright, well, a sea of tough matchups today, but maybe that's why Boros Convoke is not high on the list of playable decks these days. We'll buy the Jagman. Still think attacking is wrong. We just like have no punishes, no recourse. We also drew 8 lands, but it is what it is. I feel like I'm insanely dead. My opponent does not feel that way, I guess. Because they are taking a while. I mean, I'm sure that's what you want to do in tournament play, like Sears Tournament Play Drake, but I think it's important to learn what hands are bad and good during your leagues. I think this hand is pretty close to fine. In hindsight, probably a mulligan. I think people also mulligan too aggressively, especially with this deck. But that's fine. The deck has a lot of protective mana sinks now with Den and Sheffet. But you're just like seeing me play against a matchup where I have no shot. right? And with this draw, and so it helps reinforce your, you know, notion that it should be a mulligan. Which again, maybe it should be. All right, I'm just gonna concede, even if they don't kill me this turn. I don't think I can do much. All right, we'll get in the Ridanes for sure. I'm gonna keep all the ones. The Resolutes can come out some number. I think I do like the Rest in Peace as well, and I'll just trim maybe a Knight Errant, but maybe it's just another Resolute. They just like don't have spot removal, and Resolutes pretty good when they don't have spot removal. Maybe I want Torch the Towers just because of the 1/3. If we do this, we can get 3 of them in. I'm gonna keep, but I expect to lose. If I draw land, I expect to win. If I don't draw land, I expect to lose. But I think that you have to be like really weird about how you keep hands and how you play games, because I think that this hand is more likely to win than most hands, but it needs to draw a land in the top probably 2 draw steps. But I think that the matchup is bad enough where that's a fine metric. Yeah, I don't mind playing the Epic here first over the Thraben. It's also important to use your red mana early when you have red mana later. Like, you need to spread it out, like how you cast your stuff. It's not always about what's the best 1-drop, but it's more about what's the best sequence of 1-drops to use my mana. Mana Confluence. Okay. Ganja. Alright, I want to play Thalia to keep them off of their 2-drop effect. They may have Rending Volley. Or not Rending Volley. I don't know what they could have. They might have something that can kill this. I will attack first. We draw a land. We can play Venerated and hold up Torch. All right, Lotus Field. This is actually this is great news for me. We're doing great. As long as we don't get hit with a Wrath next turn. We're going to go for demo on the Blood. Then we're going to not worry about Torch because they didn't play the guy. I'm going to pay a 1, so I get an extra damage in. It's missing a buff, but I think that's okay. And now your go. What if instead of Torch the Tower, is there any round where we get to play Shrapnel Blast now? Thinking. Come on. Force this lockdown. Oh yeah, it would just be a different build, but now that we have now that we have Novice Inspector, we have 12 1-drops that can Shrapnel Blast. Maybe there's just a different build of the deck. There's maybe a little too much pushback though on resource usage, artifact usage. You know, I've been having a lot of fun playing Standard lately. Standard's a place where you don't have to play against Lotus Field every league. Or over the pages. Unfortunately, we're not even that close to lethal. I guess we could have bought Giganta. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, Recruiter. Recruiter would be sick. Never mind. Alright, well, maybe we can win because all they do is play sweepers. I'm never bringing this in again. I don't even care about the 1-3 is just going to beat me every time anyway. Alright, you win. I quit. Alright, GG. So 3-2 with Boros Convoke. I think that Boros Convoke has like a nice subset of good matchups. But I don't know, man. Like, the increase in Phoenix seems pretty scary. Phoenix was one of my losses to Mason Clark at the RC, and that was back when Phoenix was not that heavily played. I do think all sorts of black-red decks are pretty good matchups for us. I think Lotus Field, we're a little too slow, and I don't know if Thalia is good enough. So maybe we just need to play like Alpine Moons or Damping Spheres or something similar just to really hammer them, because what we got going on just not enough. Surge of Salvation didn't show up. I wanted it for Brotherhood's End type effects, but the one Phoenix deck we played against was blue-black, and so just didn't do enough because it doesn't protect from those sweepers. The Containment Priests were good. We beat Amalia pretty much because of it, and I don't think we would have won without it, even though it only showed up one time. Everything else, like the deck itself, ran pretty smoothly. We had 2 games in round 3 where we mulliganed 5, but other than that, I think we kept most 7s. We kept a couple loose ones, but the average keep with 21 lands and this build in general, for me, has felt nice. I'm not sold on the Kithian here of Akros. I think we're just going to end up cutting those when we get access to more Thraben Inspectors, with Novice Inspector coming out with the next set. But that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching. I'm Tandy. Make sure to check out my live Twitch stream if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure to check out my YouTube if you're watching this on Twitch. I got written articles at patreon.com/Tandy. We are sponsored by Apex Gaming. You can check out apexgaming.gg for more info about Season 4 of their Apex Invitational Series. We are looking for sponsors for that series, and if you are interested in sponsoring an event with a lot of viewers, make sure to reach out to me or the folks at Apex Gaming on Twitter, and we'll hook you up. Check out Moxfield for all of our decks. Moxfield's one of our newer sponsors. We really appreciate them, and it's a great place to build and share decks that you're working on. You can also check out Brainstorm Brewery Podcast. Brainstorm Brewery Podcast is 4 awesome hosts, Corbin, Hostler, Castellan, DJ, and Jason, all talking about Magic the Gathering, as well as all the happenings that go on in the Magic community. This week's episode was pretty fun. Talked all about the new set, and Flip It or Rip It, I think, was this week too. That was nice. That was fun. All right, that's going to do it for me. Boros Convoke's a pretty good deck, but currently, I think, in a bad spot in the metagame. We'll see if the metagame shakes up any at the regional championship next month. And maybe Boros Convoke will come back with the addition of Novice Inspector and maybe 1 or 2 other cards from Murders at Karlov Manor. I'm Tandy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.